Today is January 6th, which is one more day closer to going back to university. I'm in a really big rush right now. I'm quickly losing on sleep because it's super late at night. It's not even actually January 6th, it's January 7th. And um, I have to pack up still, which is a problem. Even though I have so many things I want to say, I don't think I can say them today. I spent a lot of the time wasting my time. I could have finished packing up and doing everything else and going to sleep early, but I mentioned previously that I wanted to start another YouTube channel dedicated to GeoGuessr because I love the game. So I finished editing the first video today. I started, well, I think the whole thing took me like 2 hours, recording everything, editing it. It was only a 36-second video. And it probably could have taken me less time if I was more knowledgeable in editing, but no. I have edited in the past because I took a film course in grade 12, and I previously had a piano YouTube channel, a table tennis YouTube channel, so I had some experience, but I had to do some research and search up something on YouTube this time, which took a lot of time. The other thing that came up today that I was very interested in is, like, my mom mentioned how the Fields Prize, I think it's called, which is basically the mathematics version of the Nobel Peace Prize, has never been won by a person who has had education in China. So I'm sure there's been, and I think I'm actually, like, I'm like 99% sure there's been Asian American or Asian European or you know, Asian Canadian Fields Prize winners, but never has there been somebody that had a mathematics education in China that has won the Fields Prize, which is interesting because usually China is ranked #1 for math. You know, you think of like the top schools for education in general: China, Korea, Japan, Finland's always up there. I think other European countries are always up there as well, like Switzerland or something. But its majority of math is dominated by China and the fellow Asian countries around there, which, you know, is a staple of internet memes and stereotypes, you know, like, oh, there's always an Asian better than you, or like, oh, the Asians, all they do is they're just good at math. But my mom pointed out that a lot of math, or just teaching in general in China, is very formulaic and repetitive. So they're almost like robots, like really good at doing the same thing over and over and over again to get good at practice, but they don't have any creativity, which is why no person that has ever had a Chinese math education has ever won the Fields Prize. Which I found surprising. It kind of made me think about, like, how that's not a good way of teaching. Because, yeah, you can be good at, it's good to be able to do something quick, fast, and efficient like a robot, but they don't know anything else about life. All they know how to do is study. So when they put themselves out there in the real world, they got no idea what to do. Maybe that's why, like, that's part of the reason why the work culture in those Asian countries is so bad, where it's just like 9 to 5, go to work, sit in the office, do your job, go home, feel depressed about life. You know, and it's kind of what I'm in. I'm basically them, but not as academically talented. I don't know anything about the world. I don't have any street smarts, and I don't know what it's like to be independent, which is a huge problem, and made me think about, like, you know, what I should do. And it also kind of, like, I think I read somewhere before or watched a video about this, like, an Ivy admissions officer like being asked a question, why do so many Asians get rejected? And they're like, the Asians, they always have the best scores, and they're very good on paper and have passion for what they do, but they don't have any creativity, and that's not what they're looking for, especially Ivy's being more focused on arts than other schools in the U.S., which, you know, is very true based on what I've now learned. Um, and so it kind of hit me harder about what I need to do. And like yesterday, my friend, he's at a different school doing the similar pre-med program. He was like, "Oh my goodness, my GPA is 3.93. I'm gonna fail. Um, I'm not gonna get into med school anymore." And I was like, "Bro, stop being a dumbass. The GPA is like the least thing you should be worrying about. You should actually be focusing on other things, building life skills, gaining relevant experience." And like, it's really dumb because I feel like 3.93, if you just replicated that, obviously it's harder to get a 3.93 later in school, but that's besides the point. The point is, the 3.93 isn't something you should be complaining about, because if you were to get a 3.93, let's say a cumulative GPA 3.93 all 4 years of your undergrad, that would be the least of your worries on your med school application, unless you're like an extracurriculars god. So, you know, it's the things like that. But yeah, I need to go. So that's it for today.